Welcome back, brothers, to yet another show here on the Oshay Duke Jackson main channel. I am your host, Oshay Duke Jackson. I definitely apologize about being late. I don't know if you guys know that I am currently out of the country in Johannesburg, South Africa. And I'll have some more details about a special show we're going to be doing on Sunday about South Africa. But today, we wanted to bring a show that I felt was very, 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 very important to the Black male community. We talk a lot about a lot of things, finance, talk a lot about dating, talk a lot about travel and things like that. Again, picking up, but never do we really address the Black obesity male problem that we do have. So without further ado, I want to introduce everybody to Jay SPK Fitness. Wonderful channel, up and coming. He's more larger on Instagram, but he has a hell of a story to tell, man. You guys need to sit back and be mesmerized by the talent of this young brother. What's going on, Jay SPK?
What's going on, O'Shea? Is this the interview for the St. Nero Hospital personal trainer position?
Well, we'll see how you do on this one, player, right, but cool. I can't promise you nothing.
I get it, Can't do me a favor.
Right. Well, bro, thank you. Again, I initially saw you on Alpha Male Strategies a channel, and then I think in between the live stream we were talking about possibly you coming on. I thank you for agreeing to do so. Just kind of tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and about what makes you want to have this particular fitness YouTube channel.
Okay, so a little bit about me. Been fat my whole life, still fat right now. Trying to lose weight, but there was one time in my life where I really got in shape. I started off, I won't be too long-winded, but I was a fat kid, didn't have good eating habits at all. No thanks to, my environment I grew up in. Typical, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so typical in the hood, go to the little stores, go to the chicken box store. In Baltimore, they have what's called a chicken box, pretty much. It's 4 wings and Western fries or whatever kind of fries. And it's just, dousing the food and tons of ketchup, lots of sodium, chips, just terrible eating habits. Combine that with a lack of inactivity. So it's like, okay, now I just ate this chicken box. It's probably 2,000 calories. Now I'm going to go play some PlayStation. I'm going to go watch some, what we have, MySpace, whatever. It was just a lot of inactivity and a lot of being sedentary. And of course, I gained a lot of fat. Not to mention that my genetics, I'm predispositioned to being an endomorph. So what's an endomorph? Endomorph is someone who typically is shorter, has larger bone structure, but, not big bone. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a big bone. We're not dinosaurs. So it's like my metabolism slightly slower than the next person, and my body is geared to store fat. So combine all of that. You had a fat kid, middle school fat, high school just got fatter. College, I just ballooned all the way up to 334 pounds. Then I was like, dang, okay, well, obviously I done had the third pair of pants ripped, so maybe it's time to start getting in shape. So go to the gym, start exercising, and I start to learn more and more about fitness, nutrition, proper techniques for lifting, things of that nature. And then after that, I got all the way down to my leanest, which was about 215 or no, 210. And that sounds heavy, but at that weight, I was probably like 9% body fat. Mind you, I was lifting heavy, and mind you, my calories weren't super duper restricted, but that was very lean for me. Like I could actually see my abs. And then went through a couple of things in life. I'm going to make a video about that on my channel, but not right now. So I went through a couple of things, and sure enough, I ballooned right back up. So for you guys who don't know me, I went to school in Alabama, and went to Alabama A&M University in Huntsville, Alabama. And then came after school, came back up to Baltimore. It's hard getting started. Had that degree that really wasn't getting me nowhere. So I just was trying to focus on at least, getting a decent career position, and fitness was the furthest thing from my mind, not to mention the stress brought on from that. Just started to gain a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I got up to, in November 2016, I stepped on the scale again, and I was 434 pounds. Like, just that's actually one of the Baltimore area codes. It's 410 and 434. So I was big as an area code, and it was just like, all right, now I got a long way to go, but I'm going to get on it. So I've been on my second weight loss journey since November 2016, and right now I'm standing at you about 290. So I've lost a lot of weight, but I still want to lose about another 90 pounds. So that's pretty much sums up.
That's one hell of a fucking story, bro, if I've ever heard one. No, and now I have watched some of your videos, one or two, but I could be more abreast of your content. I know that you're more on Instagram and not kind of coming on YouTube. Yeah. I know that you're going to release a video about some of the personal things that you were going through, but let's say if you know some of the brothers that are going through some of the mental stress right now in their life, and that happens to me also. I'm so busy with with school, with work, or whatever. Sometimes to work out is the farthest thing from your mind. What advice would you give people, when life throws you those bombs and shit like that? How do you deal with keeping your weight in check under extreme financial pressures, under all of these other things?
That's a great question. I just did a video on that actually today. That's such a weird coincidence. So pretty much the thing was, let's say you're fitness oriented or whatever, and you have an impact or something traumatic in your life. What I essentially said in that video was that whatever happened to you, if it's indirect and you still have the ability to exercise, still have the ability to control what you eat, meaning that you're not incarcerated. Someone's not telling you what to eat, when to eat, do this and that. If it's something like that, then I would say do your best to maintain your fitness journey, because whatever you're going through, it will get better and it will pass. See, when I went through my event, it was just like I did not think, I thought it was game over. And it was just like at that time I couldn't think about fitness. I didn't care about calories. I didn't care about, and I saw my pants being not able to fit, but I just didn't care. I put it off because I had so many other things I was going through. But fast forward now, about 3-4 years later, and it's just like I just wish I would have been a little more able to focus and see into the future, because sure enough, that event passed, and now back trying to get in shape again and maintain the shape. That's why I was saying that fitness is a lifestyle. It's something that you're going to do no matter what you go through. Just like with smoking. People smoke when they're happy, sad. They drink alcohol when they're happy, sad. Promotion, fire, it don't matter. That's a lifestyle for them. So if fitness is a lifestyle for you, no matter what you're going through, you're going to maintain your fitness journey.
Okay, let me do this. And guys, for those of you who want to subscribe, and not that you want to, you brothers need to subscribe. All right, listen, I'm bringing you all the talent, all the undiscovered talent out here in Negro Tube over here. So I need you brothers and moderators, if you can, go into the description. Let's get the brother's YouTube channel. He's nice enough to come over here and share with us today. Let's go ahead and subscribe and support. You know what it is. This is another African-American. You guys know I'm very big on that, especially black men, African-American men. I really believe that we should be supporting one another. Let me just say one quick story. You guys know I'm in South Africa. I heard African-American brother on the train coming towards Santon, and I was just so happy to see him. I was able to greet him, and he was really appreciative of that. It's like he wasn't even used to that kind of stuff. So, brothers, we really need to support our own people who are creating good kind of content, like, health, finance. This is stuff that really affects your everyday life. It's not just entertainment. So, I encourage all of you, let's support the brother. He's been there, he's done that, and it seems like he has a lot of information based off of even stressful times. So let's support his channel by subscribing into the description. And for those of you on the replay, let's do that. Let me ask you this. Let's talk about, and also let me shout out to people: Divine Performance, Turf, Orca, Dr. Duke on the World Tour, Full Circle. How do black men expect to get in the taboo club of South Africa being overweight? And my brother Exclamatic, more tricking, less working, just joking. Yeah, he's a brother that's really in shape right there on his channel. Let's talk about this, brother. Why do you think? Because we always talk about a lot of black female obesity, in the manosphere, but rarely what you spoke about is overweight black male of obesity. Why do you think there's so many, fat ass black men, include me, but why do you think that is?
And I'm included in that as well. But I don't know. I think when it comes to us, a lot of times as a guy, we as a male, we just get this bravado, and we might think that, oh, those females, they're fat, they're lazy, they're sloppy. Then sure enough, you turn to look in the mirror and you're looking like Sherman. So you really don't have much room to talk yourself. And so I think we a lot of times just deflect. We're in denial. It's like it's for some reason I think it's more of an egotistical thing if you ask me. But there are a lot of heavy, fat black guys. I just walk through your average mall. Just go to some place where there's a lot of people, and you see a good portion of fat black guys. So for us, it's so much easier to just talk about the chicks. And I'm not no savior of black women, but obviously black women already catch a lot of heat with being overweight and being fat. And the statistics do show that they are the fatter between the males and females. That's just CDC statistics.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't mean that, it ain't like it's not a bunch of fat black guys walking around either. So we got a lot of work to do ourselves. But it's so much easier to just sit behind the screen or sit behind the keyboard and talk trash and make fun of someone else when you yourself have your own issues to deal with. So I think if you ask me, that's the reason why there's a lot of overweight black guys. We're deflecting. We're not paying attention to our health. We'd rather go out and pick up a beer than go and pick up a dumbbell.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, because, in our community, a lot of women, they'll say, oh yeah, he's a big teddy bear. I mean, he's sexy.
Yeah.
Big
Good
guys
point,
are, and oh, but girl, you don't need to lose on. You look good as you are. Let's talk about that. Do you think that brothers, because the women don't really have a lot of high standards for, black men being in shape, do you think that contributes to a lot of brothers like, well, shit, all I gotta do is dress nice and have a haircut and be funny? You know what I mean? That's what they're really looking for. I mean, what do you think about that?
That's such a good point. I just made a video about that. It's titled "I Can't Get Women Because I'm Fat." And just yesterday, I had someone, in my DM showing love, and she was like, "Oh, well, I like my men." I can pull up the DM. She's like, "I like my men with a little meat on their bones. I like my men chunky. Don't lose too much weight." Because if you guys on my Instagram, I always just post fitness stuff. I post my exercises and stuff like that. And as more people find my page, they're like, "Oh, no." She's like, "Oh, don't lose too much weight." And it's like, I appreciate her being kind, but it's like, that's the thinking to why, you literally have two people who are average weight, and then they'll be together 5, 10, 15 years. And it's like, they don't have any consciousness about health. And they both have gained 100 pounds because, I love me more, like us brothers say, more cushion for the pushing. It's like that kind of talk is why we're all walking around obese. And I did a video that in 2045, if current trends continue, 1 out of every 2 Americans will be obese. So not just overweight, 25 plus on the BMI scale, obese, 30 plus on the BMI scale if current trends continue. So all that, more meat on my bones, not saying you have to be, a fitness model or be super thin. But yeah, that kind of thinking is, again, why we don't take our fitness and health seriously.
All right, let me do this. Shout out to brother Marlon Brown. Shout out to Big Game James Detrimental James. Big Game James Worthy, pretty much. I think BMW, is it like body mass weight? That one chart. BMI. Okay, BMW. You put BMW. Okay. We can't judge it to use blacks. Okay, let's talk about this real quick, because if you look at some bodybuilders, you would, and you just said like you were 210 pounds, but you had got to like 9 to 10% body fat. Now, some people they would look at your weight and your height, and not in consideration of your muscle mass, they will say, "Oh, well, this person is obese." So let me ask you: are we misclassifying people who are obese who are really not obese?
Well, here's the thing. I said BMI because that's the most known. That's what you hear when you go to the doctor's office. But the BMI, body mass index scale, is very antiquated, and it does not account for large people who have a lot of muscle mass. So again, and that while I didn't know my exact body fat percentage at my leanest, I know that I had 170 pounds of lean muscle mass according to the bioelectrical impedance scale that I stepped on. That's what it told me. had
Okay.
170 pounds lean muscle mass. So the BMI would have classified me as probably being overweight, even though I was already lean. So that's not a good measure to go by. But for the average person, because the BMI was taking into account just the average everyday person. So for the average person, it is fairly accurate for them. But if you're someone that lifts weights, if you're athletic in the sports, just because you may be bigger, I'll give you a prime example. Vince Wilfork for the Patriots, we remember him, number 75. He was huge, big nose tackle or whatever. And his body fat percentage was only 35, which is still high. But looking at him, you would have thought, my goodness, it was way more than that. But he did have a lot of muscle also. So again, that's not the best indicator. But you know what is the best indicator? The mirror. The mirror don't lie. I always say two things. The mirror don't lie and the scale don't lie. They have no reason to. They get nothing out of lying to you. What you see is what it is. So if you can't look in the mirror naked, you got some work to do. And I'm speaking to myself because that's how I was. Like, that's how I am even now. It's like when I was gaining weight and I wasn't focused on, fitness, and I just kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter, it was just like I would have literally avoided like ducking the mirror, like, oh my goodness, like chill. But, it was something that I had to eventually come to realize and come to grasp with. So, the BMI is not that, it's antiquated, but at the same time, it's a good general baseline.
Okay, let me do this. Shout out to Mr. Silverling. Normally after I work out, I have collard green sandwiches. All right. And John Brown, what's good? Thank you, Brother Brown, for the support today for the 499 super chat. Let me talk to you about this, because one of my problems, being quote unquote busy is I know that I have this amount of time, and I might miss breakfast or something like that, and I don't meal preparation. I don't do a lot of meal preps for my food. So what ends up happening, if I don't meal prep or organize my meals, then it's like, damn, I'm hungry. Oh, here goes McDonald's, or here goes Leroy's fish and chips and shit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how important it is. How do you, what foods did you use to cut down? I mean, obviously you've done it twice. So how did you change how did you attack your meal plans with, you being busy with work and all of that, and working out? Let's talk about that preparation. I think that's probably the biggest part to help some people. How did you do that?
Okay, so meal prepping it can be very daunting, especially if you're trying to meal prep for a week, but for your work week, Monday through Friday, but even trying to meal prep for 3 to 4 days, that's very challenging as well. So for me, and I'm going to make a video about this soon, for me, what I did was, instead of like cooking a bunch of collard greens and kale and stuff in a pot, I would just get the steamed fresh bags from Walmart. Now, there's a little more sodium in them, but I mean, come on, like that saves a bunch of time right there. Also, there are healthier meats that you can buy, or chicken is very easy and simple to cook. So you can buy that and cook it in mass. And then for your carbohydrate, I'm keeping it very basic. For your carbohydrates, you can buy, again, the steamed fresh bags of brown rice, or you can buy, red skin mashed potatoes and things like that. So if you're not someone where you always have, a whole Sunday to prep for the next week, which a lot of us don't, you can go to the store, you can find different things that you can incorporate that still fit into your macronutrients. Because here's the thing, while we all may not have time, we all are still going to eat right. So you're going to eat even if you didn't meal prep. So why not save yourself a little bit of time and just, hey, stop and grab those few extra bags of veggies. And again, this is just being basic. We all like to eat different things. So that's one of the ways that I did it. But if you can meal prep, that's the best. But again, some people just look at it as just too much work. And sure enough, and I also tell you this, a healthy alternative is if you are on the go, places like Sweet Green, I don't know if they have that in your city, or places like even Chipotle. Now with Chipotle, be careful, because you can get high on the carbs if you get like a burrito wrap, or if you get like a lot of rice. So always take one of the carbs away, which is the burrito. And I have a steak bowl with, brown rice, and I don't get the beans. So that's another carb gone. And then I'll probably get double steak or something like that. And you're looking at probably a 700-800 calorie bowl. as opposed to if you went down to Wendy's, oh, let me get the quadruple, quadzillion stack, patties and all that, and you just ate about 1,300 calories, and you're gonna be hungry again. So.
I see. Let me do this real quick. And shout out to Dr. Deacon Eric P with the 1999 Super Chat. What up, Doc? I will admit I have struggle mania when it comes to maintenance. Yeah. He's over at St. Negro's Hospital, so he knows what that struggle mania is. When
He's in the radiology department,
right? Yeah. See, wait, say it again. He's in what department?
The radiology department.
See, everybody knows Dr. Deacon Eric P over in the radiology department. Here in the USA, there is fast food everywhere, and it's cheap. Have fun in South Africa, Doc. Thank you, Dr. Deacon Eric P. Let's talk about when you made up your mind, you're 434 pounds. You probably got titties in your back, titties in your thoughts. You wait, nigga. You probably go to the gym and get tired watching the other niggas work out. It's bad. You struggling. Did anybody tell you hey, goddamn, nigga, you are looking fucked up? Did anybody tell you that? Goddamn, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So no one directly said it to me. That's why I did a video about how to tell someone they're getting fat. Because no one directly said it to me, but you could just tell by your interaction based on people. So prime example, you are 300, 400, 500 pounds, but you still like females, and unless you want to be an incel, you still want to walk out and talk to females, but you'll find out real quick that you got an issue going on when you 400, 300 pounds trying to talk to some chick and she like, ah. So yeah, no one directly said anything to me per se, even though I knew myself deep down inside, but no one said anything to me. But, I sure wish maybe somebody had to said, hey, bro, hey, it's time to start. You know what I mean? So I would say, no one necessarily said anything to me per se.
Okay, let's talk about this, right? A lot of guys who are maybe in the incel category, guys who, let's say, are upset at women, maybe in the MGTOW philosophy groups. I know certainly it's not all of them, but do you think that a lot of guys who get frustrated with women are guys who don't take accountability for their own personal appearance?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Big facts. And I don't call nobody's name, but I did a video response to the guy, and it's out of all respect. But he was someone that came to my mind, and I did the video because I could relate straight to him. And it's just like, bro, I've been there. I've been there. I've had the struggles, and it's just like, I need to improve myself. And here is where, to me, AMS came into play, Alpha strategies, because it's like, well, I had already been well in the Negro manosphere. I already been well into red pill terminology and all that different terminology. The self-improvement part was the thing that I needed driven home, because it was, while I was already improving, it was like, okay, this is going to even help me improve even more. So it's like, look, maybe you need to take a break from women. Maybe you need to focus on improving your body. It's not the cologne. And I did a video about this. It's not the cologne while you're struggling. It's not, oh man, I need to get this nice, tailor-made, Versace suit. It's not that. When it comes to just physical attraction, if you ask me, it's just my opinion. If someone's not physically attracted to you, while they may like you, they may think you're a calm person, you probably have no chance with them. So you can improve yourself your best, and then, check out the other dating coaches when you want to learn tips and strategies and stuff. But as far as for us guys and people in the incel community, you do need to work on your body. It's just facts. I don't know why we think we can skirt around it. I don't know why we just want all these different signs and clues and, this tip and go to this map and this place. And no, work on your body if you want, to be more successful with women. But if you don't, just stay playing World of Warcraft. So
I see. Let me do this and discuss this real quick. What exercises, right, when you decided that you wanted to, you're 434 pounds, where did you turn to? What did you start doing? I mean, take me from step one. Let's go from there.
All right, cool. So eventually, immediately when I started, I just began to use the things that I used the first time. So the knowledge that I had learned that I pretty much gave up, that I had begun to, reapply it again. So one, I said, hey, I'm going to start tracking what I'm shoving down my throat. I got to start tracking my food, and I immediately got to get rid of junk food. Not that junk food is like the worst thing in the world, but it's so calorically dense, but nutritionally void. So if you guys saw my video about comfort eating, that's the foods that I would eat. And I ain't lying. And up here in the Northeast, we got this thing called Amazon Prime Now. Amazon Prime Now, you literally go on your phone, click, and they will deliver to you that day. It's like Uber Eats pretty much. So I get home from work, come home, ready to play the PlayStation. Turn on, bing, and then it's like, okay, I'm online playing. Oh, man, I'm hungry. Hold on, guys. Let me order some food. Domino's, Amazon Prime Now. I want some M&Ms. No. I want the peanut M&Ms. Then I want double stuffed Oreos, and then a Fanta. But let me get a diet Fanta, to offset the calories. Thinking like that, so I immediately cut all that stuff out. Then I started my cardio. Cardio is super important. I can't stress the importance of, cardiovascular health, your respiratory system. A lot of the foods we eat, our blood vessels are clogged. So when you see us older having strokes, it's because we have so much cloggage and blockage in our arteries. And guys, for your brain, if your brain is without oxygen for just a little bit of time, like if you have a stroke, that part of the brain can die. So again, with our heart, it's so many issues. So they catch up with us in those foods we eat. So I cut those foods out, started doing my cardio. I eased into it. A lot of you guys out there, don't go and start doing HIIT. I just started doing HIIT a couple of months ago. I wouldn't recommend you do HIIT. First, HIIT is high intensity interval training. So where say you do like 30 seconds of intense sprinting and a minute of walking, I recommend you do steady state cardio just to ease into it, get the heart going. Maybe try to get your heart rate up to 130. If that's too much for you, 120. It's no reason to crank your heart rate up high if you're just getting started. That's a lot of stress being placed on your heart, on your organs. Then I started incorporating weightlifting. Weightlifting is very important, especially compound movements, because they release certain hormones in our body, certain growth hormones, testosterone that us as guys, we need release. And testosterone is actually a hormone that, is more prone to not store fat. So if you have more testosterone in your body, which typically more mesomorphs shapes do, they have more testosterone in their body. That's why it's really difficult for them to store fat. Whereas an ectomorph, they might not have more testosterone, but their thyroid, their T3 and T4 is a little more active. So that's why they're thin, but they don't have the muscle because they may not have as much testosterone, but their thyroid gland is more active. So that's how I started. I eased into it, and I just stay consistent. You can't start for like a week and then be like, all right, I'm gonna take a break next week. No. And even if let's say you meet your goal, so you want to lose 20 pounds in a month, you lost 20 pounds. The next month, don't say, oh, I can take it easy. No, the next month, hey, now I'm gonna lose 10 more pounds. Now I'm gonna shoot for another 20 pounds, because the heavier you are, the more energy it takes to move your body, so the more weight that you can lose. That's why you may see a heavy 500-600 pound person lose, 80 pounds in 6 months or 80 pounds in 4 months, because they have a lot of weight to lose. The leaner you get, the harder it is. So that's what I did.
Okay, let me do this real quick, guys. 190 people watching. Get the likes up. Get them up. I hate to ask you, Negroes, this. Y'all got me. I could be somewhere tricking right now, but we doing the show. Okay, I need my brother to get some subscribers, and I need you black men to get the likes up. We're the only ones talking about this in black YouTube, making a show strictly for your black behinds, and y'all could at least get the likes up. This is a free show. Jesus paid it all. Okay, so and we will definitely do that. All right, so we will do that. All right, let me ask you this real quick. And guys, thanks you for supporting my brother Falcon Black MGTOW channel. I talked about the keto diet. I mean, what do you know about this? A lot of people are talking about the keto diet. What do you think about this?
All right, so for keto, I'm not an expert. I always say I'm not an expert on anything. I just know a little bit about a little bit of different things. But what I do know about the ketogenic diet is that it's very, very effective at using fat as an energy source. That's its primary goal. And someone I could refer you guys to who does know a lot about the ketogenic diet is Thomas DeLauer. He's very big on YouTube and he is a keto master. But for me, I tried keto for a day, the same amount of time as I tried going vegan for a day. It ain't work. I didn't like it. The thing with ketogenic diet is you want your carbohydrate intake to be, I think, less than 30 grams a day so you can maintain a state of ketosis. When you maintain a state of ketosis, your body pretty much utilizes its fat stores as an energy source. So instead of our primary energy source is our glucose, which is our carbohydrates being broken down into glucose. That's our primary energy source at first. So when we don't have that, we then tap into our fat source. And if we, tap too much into our fat source, then we tap into our protein source, which you don't want to do. So you'll notice if you ever go to the gym and you ever smell like ammonia, that typically can be a sign that you're in a negative nitrogen balance. And so your body is starting to, use protein or possibly break down muscle to use as fuel, which is no need for that. Even on keto, it's no need for your body to ever use protein as fuel or ever to use amino acids as fuel. So keto can be really helpful and really beneficial, but the only thing is some people overdo it. So it's just like, well, for keto, I think I'm just going to eat this stick of butter, and then I think I'm just going to eat, this tub of bacon. You still have to run a caloric deficit. And that's the thing about all these diets, South Beach diet, this, that, and the third, Mediterranean diet. If you don't run a caloric deficit, but without getting into all the nitty gritty about, metabolic activities and pathways in the body, if you don't run a caloric deficit, you ain't losing weight. Plain and simple. It's really no other way to put it. So some of these diets can be more effective than others, but at the same time, you still have to run your caloric deficit. Real quick, last thing about keto is so the brain can only run on glucose, period. The brain cannot run on fat as an energy source. So, but the body, I believe through gluconeogenesis, if I'm not mistaken, the body has the ability to break down that glucose or break down the fat, turn the fat into glucose for the brain to use. But it's recommended, I think, that you don't stay on keto for longer than like 45 days or something like that, or give yourself a break or have what's called, recarb days, where maybe on every 2 weeks you fill up with some carbs just to keep your body, in check. But I'm not a keto expert by any means, but I do know a little bit about keto. But again, if you ain't running a caloric deficit, you eat all the bacon you want. Sorry, that won't work.
Let me do this real quick. Shout out to brother Howling _Thunder 96. I see you moving up in the ranks, Dr. Oshay. Glad that the Negro Manosphere is steadily growing for you, brother. Shout out to the chat room. Falcon Black, read Grain the Brain, Great Brook. Falcon Black, MGTOW. I thank you so much, brother. Let me ask you this. Let me talk about these statistics that you have that you wanted to talk about. My boy CG3, if you don't email me, brother, so I can get your ass on this show. Let's talk about some of the statistics you have from the CDC. You wanted to speak to that, and there are some other things you wanted to speak to. Let's kind of talk about those statistics, if you can, and how we can speak to those.
Well, I mean, it was pretty basic depending on where the conversation was going to go, but something that I think should catch us up, and these are 2014. Of course, the CDC doesn't update every year, but this latest is 2014. So for people who are 20 years of age and older, for Black men, they were 70% overweight or obese. For Black women, they were 82% overweight or obese, as opposed to white men, 74% overweight or obese, and white women, 64% overweight or obese. Now, for us in the Black community, for us men, that means that 70% of us are either overweight or obese. And typically, if you're overweight, it's only a matter of time until you become obese anyway. And for Black women, 82% are either overweight or obese. That's a lot. These are millions and millions and millions of people who are overweight and obese. And even in teens, remember I told you guys I was a fat kid? Check out the teens. So for the teens who are overweight, for black boys, 14% of black boys are overweight. And for girls, 21% of black girls are overweight. So again, guys, it's like we have to start young. And that's why I made a video called You're Making Your Kids Fat. Because growing up, as a black child, typically, what are you told? Clean your plate. You put on your plate, you better eat it. You got to do this. You got to do that. And it's just like we enforce habits, or it's like, run to the store and, grab me some pig feet and get the change, get yourself some candy or something like that. Like the things that we enforce to ourselves and that we instill to our kids, they lead on to life. And so if we can at least say, hey, let's make healthy decisions for our children, then that way as they get older, they won't struggle with things like that. That's why we're leading in all the categories, all the wrong categories.
Okay.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, kidney, renal failure, heart disease, and strokes. Blacks are twice as high than whites to die from heart disease and stroke. And so, that's, to me, it's like I'm passionate about that kind of stuff because I know people. I have people in my family who have gone through those things. So it's like all we have to do is, I always, I say the two things that are the most detrimental to the black community, and this might shock a couple people. If you ask me, the two things that are most detrimental to the black community are sitting on your kitchen table. It's salt and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't a gun. It ain't a gangbanger. It ain't Pookie and Big Tony and Big Ray Ray that rob you and kill you in the streets.
Okay.
It's the salt and sugar that you've been putting on your plate, putting on your cereal. Man, y'all put sugar in Frosted Flakes. It's already sweet, and you add more sugar to Frosted Flakes. And then you wonder why, your pancreas can't make enough insulin and you're on diabetes type 2. So that's the stuff that I'm more passionate about.
Okay. So let me do this real quick, brothers. Let me shout out to a few people that's been supporting during the super chat. And guys, I want to see my brother's a channel going up. Okay, because he had 400. Okay, so hold on. Y'all niggas ain't listening. Y'all ain't listening. Y'all about to get cussed out on the show. Okay, I need all the brothers. I'm pushing this link right here. It's one of our, like I said, one of our African American brothers. Y'all need to hit that link and hit the bell. Okay, because again, like he was saying, we don't have enough of these conversations in black male YouTube brothers, and this is a very important. Okay, I'm gonna get my fat ass up and do at least 3 or 4 squats. All right, no weights though, because I'm just saying I want to fuck up my slacks, but you just know what I'm talking about. So, brother, let's subscribe. This is good content. Okay, this is the kind of shit that you need to do to change your life, right? So, we all. That means 7 out of 10 of y'all are fat as fuck. Okay, and whether you think about it or not, you niggas are fat. All right, so that's what the stats say. So your black ass has no reason to not be subscribing to this with your fat ass. Okay, that's me. That's why I subscribe. So get your fat ass over here and hit this damn bell and subscribe and watch this shit so you can stop being a fat ass nigga. I want to tell you again. God damn, boy, these black men are something else, man. You try to help these niggas and they don't want I ain't gonna step to that healthy shit. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Watching niggas working out and shit. What kind of pussy ass shit is that? Staying in shape and living long and that type of shit. Man, fuck that. Yeah. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me shout out to the some of the subscribers here. Okay, my brother E10, this is some good content, bro. Thank you so much, brother. $2 super chat. Charles Gilmore. Okay, Mr. Intimate Liaison. I stay on intermittent fasting. I rotate on and off. Okay, I don't even know what that. I mean, I know it's off and on, but Red Line 718. Great advice. Keep it up, y'all. Peace, everyone. Thanks, brother. Even you got that all red on. Okay, I don't want no problems with you, player. Harry Mingo. Hello, Oshay. How was South Africa? I'm still here on my way to Kenya to meet up with Maya in a few days. Oshay, ask the brother about folks who drink liquor nearly every day and rarely drink water and take your videos off private. Nigga, I told you I'm taking my videos off of private so they can strike me. Nigga, you keep asking me that shit, I'm going to delete your ass off the channel. But thank you for your money, though. I appreciate you. And no, I'm not. Okay? I'm gonna send you some, but yeah, I mean, I got. Go ahead, brother. Tell him.
Yeah, so pretty much, alcohol is poison. It's plain and simple. I know we all like to get the Henny and go. I don't know if you guys watch another one of my favorite YouTubers, just like Oshay, a guy named DJ Academics. And when you watch him, this guy is, I think his blood type is Hennessy VSOP. Like, that dude is always drinking Hennessy. And it's just like, I like them obviously, but it's like alcohol is a poison. Alcohol is a toxin, and I'm not saying you can never drink or anything like that. But what alcohol really does is in the liver, it really promotes fatty liver. So visceral fat is the worst fat you can have around your organs. Like what you see on me, the fat areas, that's subcutaneous fat. That's just fat under the skin. That's not as deadly as the fat that's around your organs. The fat that can actually make your liver shut down, make, you know, just life harder for yourself. And obviously, the more fat that you have around your liver, not if you have a bad diet and if you're eating a bunch of crap as well, eating, going to the club, trying to holler at girls, eating chicken wings, trying to buy her a drink, and you buying drinks. Like, if you're doing that every weekend, it's not going to lead to anything good. So liver is definitely, alcohol is definitely a toxin. It's definitely a poison. Another thing to keep in mind, the minute that you ingest alcohol, you immediately turn off all fat burning in your body. So if you're taking in like, Grey Goose or whatever, your body is not going to use fat as an energy source in the presence of oxygen. Your liver is going to work extra hard to get that toxin out of your body. So again, if you're on a weight loss journey, that's why I haven't drinking in a minute, because it's like, even though y'all saw that video, if you saw it, I got mad liquor in my house. But it's just like on my fat loss journey, I know that I want to be, as run a much of a caloric deficit as possible. So I'm not going to be always, putting the liquor down my throat. And yeah, even though, we might like to get all furred or whatever, it's a toxin. So I wouldn't recommend it if you're on your fat loss journey. And every day, that's what killed one of my cousins. Liquor every day. And, you wonder, I don't know. While I do have sympathy, it's just like, we're not dumb. We know this stuff is bad for us. It's just how can we find the strength to put the stuff down? So that's all.
Okay, let me do this also, and thank you for the information there, brother. Let me go to brother Harold Jackson. I'm trying to multitask. Stay away from fake sugar and lower your regular sugar intake. What is fake sugar?
That's gonna be hard for me to break. See, I'm just like you guys. I have the same struggles. I ain't perfect by no means. I ain't Chris Jones. So it's just like, and even he does fake sugar. So fake sugar is pretty much anything chemically manufactured. So anything from aspartame to sucralose. What is another fake sugar? I want to say dextrose. I can't remember all the names, but pretty much your Splenda, your Sweet and Low, your Equal, all the things that they say, hey, if you're diabetic, do that. The thing with the fake sugars is that in lab rats, they cause cancer in high dosages. In lab rats, they cause cancer. Even though the FDA did approve that, I think back in the 70s, aspartame was approved for human consumption by the FDA. But in lab rats, they cause cancer. Mm-hmm. So if you're just eating a bunch of, and that's my problem, because when I go to a restaurant, let me get a water and a sweet tea with some Sweet and Low. So it's like, yeah, how can I, stop always relying on the fake sugar? There's healthier options. I want to say stevia, but don't quote me on that. I think that's a healthier option if you need something sweet. It's like, would you be better off doing real sugar and get the calories but not the toxicity, or would you be better off doing a fake sugar without the calories but the toxicity? So if people just down in Diet Cokes, while it may not have any calories, it still is very it still is toxic. Also, those sugars, studies have shown those fake sugars do make you more prone to want to ingest real sugar, because it's essentially like you're tricking the body on the tongue. The tongue senses something sweet, so it starts to break down the carbohydrates, but there's no carbohydrates. So it's almost like you're tricking the body. So now I need something actually that's really sweet, even though I just had my fake sweet. So yeah, stay away from the artificial sugars, but hey, that's easier said than done. And that's, again, one of my vices. Some of you guys' vices might be, alcohol or, weed. Some of you guys' vices is big booty girls. So, we all got vices that we got to work on.
Player, don't you start nothing now. Don't you set it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do this, guys. Now again, 218. I'm checking the subscriber count for the brother. Let's see, 486 subscribers. Y'all can do better than that. Come on, black people, black Negroes. 14 more. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell. Okay. We got a brother on here. It's gonna help us lose his weight. All right. Now I know it's summertime and already been gone, but you have next summer, man. Some of y'all want to go to that beach party in November. The Charles Tardy beach party in Brazil. Can't show up with no gut player because them girls in shape, nigga.
This is what happened though. See, summer's about to be gone, but it's about to be cuddle and cuffing season.
Right.
So they all about to stop working out, start eating, get cuddled up by the fireplace, and they will have to start working it off January 1st. So just keep on going strong all the way through cuddles and cuffing season. Keep on your fitness journey. Trust me, because next summer will come around. And you're going to have a lot to lose if you want to start, in January.
Okay, one of my moderators is here, Exclamatic. He donates. Tell Jay to check me out on IG, Climatic, KLIMATIC. I'm going to give you that. That's one of my brothers, man. He's a moderator. He says, also, I eat Oreos, pizza, and ice cream regularly. He's in Maryland. We can get in the lift together. Okay, look, let me go follow my brother, man. This is what it's about. That's what I'm talking about. You Negroes hooking up and linking up and get doing some. That's what I'm talking about, boy. That's what I like to see. That. Let me go ahead and subscribe to the brother on Instagram. Let me see if he got some. Okay, I can't make sure I can't.
I'm on IG. That's primarily where I'll focus on. I wasn't going to get on YouTube till AMS suggested it, but I always been posting my fitness stuff on IG for a while now. So I really focus heavy on my IG. So you can always DM me on IG if you want to reach out to me. It's king.spk at king.spk, and let me know you follow me so I can follow you back. So that's all.
This nigga got muscles on his eyebrows. What the fuck?
Nah.
This nigga got muscles. This nigga got thoughts about muscles, nigga. This motherfucker ripped. Nah. I'm about to use your picture on Tinder.
Yeah, don't get me started on dating apps, bro.
Yeah, girl, this is brother Climatic Oshay. You gonna meet me like, damn, nigga, you like 80 pounds different. Oh yeah, I was just playing. Let me do this real quick. Let me shout out some more people here. 494. Okay, I like that. That's doing pretty good. Harold Jackson Stevie is a sweetener you can use. Erica Williams, hey boo, good topic. $5. Y'all know Sister Erica. Okay, we're gonna do another show with her. Let's talk about these lifting things, right? Because a lot of dudes, at least a few fat guys, when I started, lifting weights back in 2007, again, like I've been on and off. But a lot of dudes, and we'll talk about supplements a little bit later. A lot of dudes, well, they didn't want to do really the free weights. That was something that was kind of hard for them to get into because they didn't want to get embarrassed. You're not that strong initially. And they couldn't even lift like 135 pounds, stuff like that. Let's talk about free weights. And we'll also talk about the slim dudes too, right? Because you have some slim niggas that skinny fat. They skinny with a gut.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, the free weights, what you suggest and stuff like that.
So pretty much, again, guys, and I made an IGTV video about this. When you go in the gym, focus on yourself. It's not time. It's not time to be comparing yourself to other people. This is where we mess up. So we're going on the bench press, right? And we're just starting out. So maybe we have the 25s on each side, and we're all worried about, oh man, who's looking? Oh man, all the girls looking at me. And you might see a guy like me come in there, and I'm putting 315 on after my warm up. Don't worry about that. You will build your muscle up. It's just about starting. So that's how you can get injured. That's how you can tear your pectoralis major and stuff like that. Have rotator cuffs issues. You have to build your strength. When we lift weights and our central nervous system starts to fire those neurons and stuff like that, those kinds of things is what eventually allows us to go heavier and heavier and heavier. If we don't have that kind of stress placed on our body, if we have that stress placed on our body immediately, it's too much to handle. And that's why biomechanically, we cannot press, we cannot, lift, or we cannot squat. So machines are great, even though it's less stabilization involved. Machines are a great way to build up, to start. I still use machines. I use the incline press as a machine. I will use to work the medial deltoid, I will use the machine where you sit in and you flare your arms up. I don't remember the name of the machine. I still use pec fly. Machines are very effective, and that's a good way to start. Say you can't bench press heavy, you get on the maybe incline machine, or you get on the regular flat machine and you just press up. You don't worry about you find a weight that's comfortable, that has some resistance, and you just keep lifting and keep pressing. But again, if you're going to come in there thinking that you're going to be, Ronnie Coleman or Kyle Green on your first day, you're going to be sorely mistaken, because it is weight, it is heavy, and it is this thing called gravity. So you have to build your strength up to be able to, lift higher and higher and higher. So.
Okay. Let me do this. I see a channel here that came in. Oh, okay. Cutting Up Keto. Oshay, please check out my ketogenic cooking show on YouTube. Eating real food, no gimmicks. I lost 90 pounds in 5 months on keto. This is a sister. She has over 44,000 subscribers. So I'll tell you what, we can definitely do a collab. And I'll tell you what, you fitness guys that like fitness. This is what I'll do for the fitness community. And Chris Jones from Pumpkin, he's one of my boys.
Chris Jones.
Nigga need to answer my Facebook inbox messages. He don't want these problems. I'm about to let this nigga know, okay? Because I don't appreciate that. But anyways, I will do a hangout once a week for the fitness community, so people can come on, collab, and meet friends. So if you guys are interested in that, all the fitness people need to email me at planetoshay@gmail.com so I can set that up, and that way we can get more fitness people on. We have one for the truckers, one for the British guys. But let me do this. Let me read out some of the brothers' things. Brother Tony Cummins, he dropped $10. It seems like he's a guy that has some fitness going on. Thank you, brother. And if you want to get on that, I'll definitely bring you that. Brother Wayman Brown did a wonderful job last week on building the unbreakable or unbeatable black man. I believe that's the name of the show. Even us summer brothers need to be cautious about artificial sugars. Zebra cakes and strawberry Nesquicks are a mean combo. Right? Travern Hawkins, thanks again, Oshay. Thanks for you, brother. So we'll do that. Okay, if you're interested, email me, planetoshay@gmail.com, cooking up keto. We'll definitely do that. It'd be a really good collaboration. Brother, let me talk about how often, though,
frequency.
How often should I be going to the gym? Let's talk about cardio before I work out.
Ooh,
after we work out. I mean, this is, I'll be lazy. I might be playing around because Falcon Black he be calling me and shit, and I'll just, what I'm saying. And having a phone in the gym too. I gotta stop doing that. I see a lot of niggas in the gym on their phone all the time.
Yeah. I still use the phone in the gym, but between sets, and typically the time I go is the time for my Instagram when most of my audience is active. So I edit my videos and post, but I still get my work done. But as far as frequency in the gym, again, this is going to depend on your level. So if you're someone who's been lifting for a long time, say, for example, a Chris Jones. Chris Jones can, he may need more frequency in the gym or more intensity if he wants to build more and more and more muscle mass. But if you're someone that's, if just beginning, it's a good chance that the stress on your body, let's say you do a couple of full body workouts, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you do some full body workouts. Tuesday and Thursday, you do your cardio until you decide, hey, now I want to start to target more specific muscle groups. So I'll give you guys my split real quick. Monday is back and biceps. And I always do my cardio after. I was doing my cardio before, but I always do my cardio after. Why? Because I know my glycogen stores are relatively low after lifting weights, because I lift intensely. You can look at my Instagram. I just lift intensely. So after I know my glycogen stores are low, so when I do my cardio for 30 minutes or 500 calories, whichever comes first, my goal is to use more fat during that cardio session, as a energy source instead of, because hopefully my carbs will be depleted. And so Monday is back and biceps. Tuesday is just my cardio day. I posted a cardio day vlog. That's when I play basketball, hit the bag, hit the punching bag, do things like that. Wednesday is chest, shoulders, and triceps. Now, that's a lot. Some people break their shoulders up. But if you work chest, you have to work shoulders by default. You cannot work chest or shoulders by default. And if you work chest, you have to work triceps by default. So I always combine them together. And then Thursday is a cardio day. Friday is the day that most guys fear, leg day. I love leg day. I say, bring it on. Let's go. My last video I just posted, I was just in the leg press, 990 for 5 reps. And I could have went higher, but I don't use knee reps. Leg days, guys know that it's going to be grueling. I do squats, and, I do hack squats. It's grueling. It's tough. It's taxing on you. And a lot of guys will avoid leg day because, let's be honest, most females don't care about your legs.
Right.
If you got nice guns, if you got a nice shoulder, a well-built chest, she ain't gonna say, I would let you, I would come home with you, but I don't think you squat. They care. So most of the chicks, most of the guys, they're in the gym just trying to lift for the girls anyway. So, hey, I don't need to work on my calves. What guy has ever been turned down from a girl because his calves were small? So a lot of guys don't focus that, but I target my entire lower body. And that's extremely important. Why? Not only does the lower body have the most muscle mass, your legs have the largest muscle group, but doing squats releases the most growth hormone, the most testosterone, even more than bench press, even more than deadlift. So legs are very important. So that's my split. But if you're someone, I'll give you a prime example. Let's say you're someone with kids, you're someone that, has a busy lifestyle. Here's what I recommend. If you can wake up in the morning an hour earlier, do some cardio. Get your cardio out the way.
Okay.
That's done. That way, when you get off of work, maybe you got to go pick the kids up, or maybe you got to go, do this and do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can go after work and knock out a circuit training in, 30, 45 minutes. And then that whole day, you've got in cardio and you've got in your resistance training. That's very effective instead of trying to do it all at one time. I'm in the gym sometimes 2.5 hours. And that, of course, that's overkill, but I'm also doing other things too. But if you're someone that's pressed for time, that's very effective if you can split your workouts up. So that's what I would recommend. Because everyone don't have a bunch of time to just be in the gym all day. People have lives. People got things that they want to do. So if you can split your sessions up, 30 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of lifting. Now, you ain't going to be looking, ain't going to be looking like no bouncer or nothing like that, but at least you'll begin to, build muscle and obviously get healthier, which is the most important thing.
Okay, cool. And cutting up keto, I did get your email. Wow, 44,000 subscribers in just 3 months.
Dang shit, beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my channel. This one we on right now. I got 51,000 like 32 years, man. So I'm over here hating. So no, good job. We'll be working with her. It's an awesome. Only 25 uploads and 44,000. Damn, that's what Jesus is really in the building. I tell you what. All right, guys, and so I just goes to let you know, man. YouTube is powerful. It's a powerful engine. Don't sleep on the tube, man. Let me also talk about. So you made a good point. My issue is this, right? I try to do all of it at the same time. Try to do the cardio before I start the lifting. Be hella niggas in there, or in my case, hella post people in there. So it's good if you can break it up. Come in there, do your cardio first, knock that out, then come back later, do your regular workouts. Let's talk about a lot of pre-workout drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nigga, that should be having me itchy. You be like, God, I'm tingling every goddamn where. What the fuck is going on, nigga? Like, it be tingling all in your kneecaps, nigga. You be tingling. Then you be having a shit while you having to work out. Like, what's going on? Is that just me?
No, it ain't just you. See, here's the thing. So the supplement industry really isn't regulated like that. They just can't make health claims. But essentially, as long as it's relatively safe, you can put anything in a supplement. And so with these supplements, I think there was one supplement, they took it away. It's from UPS Labs called Jack 3D. You didn't know if you were taking Jack 3D or crack rock. That's how powerful that stuff was. Like, literally, I remember, I don't take pre-workouts. I hate pre-workouts. I do take a thermogenic, though. But I don't take pre-workouts because I just don't like that, feeling like I'm about to kill somebody. That's an over-exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying. Right. I don't like pre-workouts. But a lot of people do take pre-workouts. And so I would just recommend, keep in mind, read what's on the label. Do your research. Like, wow, what is guarana extract? What is Yohimbe HCl? Like, just do your research on all that stuff, because a lot of that stuff is, it says take 1 scoop of pre-workout with 8 ounces of water. So you get your 8 ounces of water, 1 scoop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's like you think it's going to make you want to work out harder. It's not. It's only going to put a lot of stress on your heart, and it's only going to have you feeling just like crazy that you want to go through the walls. Also, with pre-workouts, you do need to cycle off because you get desensitized. Same thing with caffeine. You get desensitized. So the receptors that grab the caffeine, it takes more and more and more of those receptors to have an effect. So lay off of pre-workouts. After I'm done these thermogenics, I'll probably lay off of thermogenics for a little bit, maybe go back on some CLA or something like that, which isn't that great because it's omega-6, but probably go back on some CLA or something like that. But pre-workouts can be effective. Like if you're just like, oh man, I just don't know how to make it through my workout. But, I'm not the biggest fan of pre-workouts, to be honest. I'm more of a fan of, protein, multivitamins. I'm more of a fan of creatine monohydrate, which is the most studied supplement of all time since the 80s. Creatine monohydrate has been proven effective over and over and over again. Yes, all these supplements do place a lot of stress on your body, on your organs. That's why you need to hydrate. If you guys saw my Instagram story yesterday, I freaking was about to was in bed, and both my adductors just started cramping because I was doing legs yesterday. I didn't drink enough fluid, even though I thought I did. So fluid intake is very, very, very important when you're taking supplements. So especially pre-workout.
Let me ask you this real quick. And guys, that Explode, that shit was
that
was kind of like the first one.
I don't know what they was with.
But that wasn't as strong as that Jack. That Explode was at first, but he used to have me in the bathroom taking a lot of like, oh my God. And then it was like all gone by that time. But let me talk about the whey protein thing. There are a lot of people who like whey protein a whole lot. It's something that a lot of brothers like to do multiple times throughout the day, whether it's through the blender, mixed up shakes, stuff like that. What do you what up, George? You supposed to be in the hospital, Negro? What you doing on the damn YouTube? All right, shout out to George Macon. He had just had surgery. What's your take about whey protein and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, see, the thing with protein or supplements is that it's a supplement.
Okay.
It's meant to supplement you. It is not your, like when the meal replacements were big, or when you get skinny guys want to do meal replacements and they'll do a shake with like 1,000 calories. That's not as effective as actually eating that much food, but that's a lot of work. So they want the calories. Understand that's a lot of work on your kidneys. Like I do protein, but I may have a shake every other day. I don't do a lot of protein shakes all the time. Why? Because I eat enough that I know my macronutrients. I may get 150 grams of protein. I may get 100 grams of protein through food a day. And let's say I'll do 25 or 50 grams of protein through a supplement. If your primary protein source is supplements, that's a lot of stress on your kidneys. And also, it's a lot of money. Protein is expensive. I used to work at GNC back in the day.
It is.
And I remember like their Weightbolic 60 or whatever. They used to be, I think, like $25, $35. It's like $45, $50 now. And you're like buying all this protein when literally you could just buy the chicken or buy the steak, and have just much and more bioavailable protein. And then you'll see like protein hydrolysate, which is like super fine. It's whey protein. Whey protein is just the whey that's scooped from the cow's milk, because you got whey, casein. Casein is more slow digesting or whatever. But the whey protein, that's the fast digesting protein. And these proteins are just getting more and more expensive. But I do still use some protein, but it's not a staple in my diet. It's just if I'm deficient. But, it's not only is it expensive, it's a lot of stress on the kidneys too if you overdo it. And a lot of times, guys, unless you're like competing, like the Olympia's coming up, I think in September, it's almost here. Unless you're competing for some type of bodybuilding show and you're juicing or something, like you don't need tons and tons. Like some people are doing 300 grams of protein. Guys, you don't need that much protein to build muscle. That's not needed. You know, you can do the simple pound of protein per body weight. 1 ounce of 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, if you want to do that. But even still, that might be too much. So for me, if I did that, that'd be 290 grams of protein a day. That's a lot. I don't need that much. You know, I might need 150 or something like that. So you don't need tons of protein, but it can be effective if, you know, hey, I didn't get enough protein today. Let me do a scoop, or hey, I'm gonna use this as my meal replacement. Do some protein and peanut butter and this and this. So that's good too.
Okay. So guys, let me do this real quick. Thank you for all the brothers, man. Like I said again, I really appreciate you guys for going into over there. We got the brother Elise. For right now, 503 subscribers. I just need to know who has not. And Stefan Clay Scales, I did a fitness show with him. Not really on that topic, but we did, and we've been trying to get together and do one. He's a trainer too. So I'm gonna get all you buff niggas. Y'all better help me get in shape, man. So when I go on my tricking trip in November, okay, y'all better have me out there looking like Action Jackson in this motherfucker. All right, I don't want no. I can do that about my hairline, but I can do something about these shoulders. All right.
Looking so like Jax from Mortal Kombat, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna come in there, but I'm gonna have an Afro wig. All right. Shout out to brother McCall 289. Who has not subscribed to the brother? Real quick, let me know. Go there in the link there. Go into the description. Let's go into the comment section. And then hit the link. Let me just kind of ask you again, because you just made a recent video about how not to fall off. A lot of times where I see people, I know a buddy of mine, he's a chronic weight loser all the time. Like this nigga will get on to 300 pounds. Be fat, lose it again. Then he always like showing this, like, I lost his weight. Like he's doing this all the time. He goes back and forth, you know, alternating between up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I see that with people who are like really big or something. They're pretty supposed to be fat. They'll lose all the weight and they'll go back. They can never keep the weight down.
Yeah, that's a challenge. People like that, he's probably endomorph. And that's the thing. You're fighting against your body. See, so Oshay, I know you know, being about to be an MD or whatever, but for most people don't know, the body wants to maintain a state of homeostasis where everything is in balance with one another. Not too much this way, not too much that way. So literally, some people's states of homeostasis is just to be, you know, heavier. Like that's why some of us with our fat cells, we can convert, you know, carbohydrates to fat. It doesn't help the diet that we're eating. We can convert those excess carbohydrates that don't get stored in the body to fat much easier. Whereas someone like a mesomorph, they may have harder, or they may have a better ability to just burn that extra energy off. So for people who like always go up and down, it's because one, it's a good chance they're probably not tracking their calories, which is important, because if you're not eating, you can't gain weight. I know people say you're going to starve yourself. You can slow your metabolism down, but guys, if you're not eating, you can't gain weight. So obviously you're eating something, but it's just like whatever period you decide, okay, I'm going to get on it. So maybe it's like for a whole month, that guy's just killing the gym, like going hard, lifting weights. And then maybe 2 weeks he slacks off, which leads to more slacking off, you know, start eating more, you know, collard green sandwiches and ribs from Tony Shack and stuff like that. And, you know, it's like, all right, and then he's like, oh, I'm getting fat again, so let me get back on it. Whereas if it's, again, like I say, a lifestyle, it's something that you'll just maintain. And that's the best thing. Like, most of us, we're always in the state where we're having to lose weight. I want to get to the states where I can just maintain. So I don't always have to. I can maybe have a small calorie surplus. Or I can maybe, you know, not have to be so stringent about what I'm eating. Things like that. So for most people who are just yo-yo dieting, it's typically they fall off. And to me, like I was saying, the best way to fall off is like whatever you're going through, just know that it'll get better. So if what you just went through, like say you came in the house after work and you found, you know, big stick Tony taking the girl down, that can make somebody turn to, you know, food and stuff like that. But be like, kick her out of the house, you know, and be like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym and relieve this stress. Because if I don't, I'm gonna, take a dumbbell and bust somebody across the head. So don't do that. Just go to the gym, relieve that stress, and understand that whatever you just went through, it may suck bad, it may be terrible, but it's gonna get better. So that's the advice I would give. That's how to not fall off. And if you're yo-yoing, just understand that, yeah, whatever happened just sucked, but it's gonna get better.
Yo, let me ask you this, because now you've been working out. I know that dating somebody, because a lot of women, they're not really into the gym like that, at least in our community and things like this.
But I'm seeing
How
more.
has your dating been? Yeah, how has your dating been? Because now that you're like working out a whole lot, are you more interested in women who are also working out? I know that Stefan Clinkscales, he shows what his woman does every day on Facebook. I follow him, and what do you think about that? Like, I mean, like, are you dating? If you would date only women that are, working out, and also, how can a woman who doesn't work out in a relationship with you, who doesn't really understand what it means to maintain, how can that have any effect on on your overall health?
Yeah. So, I mean, let me just speak for myself. Like, if Shorty bad, she bad. Like, I don't care if she don't even know how to do a squat. Like, if she's bad and I'm attracted to her, that's not going to stop me from talking to her. Now, if you're talking about someone that you're with, like you're in a relationship with, or you're seeing someone constantly, then yeah, that's going to have an impact because, I've done videos, like some videos on this stuff. But how many dudes don't work out because of their women? So how many dudes are like, say they get off of work, I think I need to start hitting the gym. Get off of work, and they're like, baby, I'm going to the gym, so I'm going to be late. And she's like, why? What's happened? One, she's going to probably think you're cheating, or she's going to think something like that. And, well, what time are you coming home? Don't be home too. It's like, you need someone that's just as health focused as you, because no offense, what do a lot of people do? A lot of women do. Very sedentary. Oh, loving hip hop. Nene and all these people, and sit on the couch. The shade room. It's like, it's very sedentary thing. So it's like, you can still, be cool or have a relationship with that person, but they cannot prevent you from going to the gym. And that's with me. I don't care who it is. No one's going to prevent me from my fitness goals. I don't care how bad she is. It could be Bernice Burgos walk through the door right now, and I'll be like, we going to the gym? If not, then later. Because I know how important that is to me. And here's a prime example. If you're a dude and your girl isn't fitness focused or whatever, and you're getting fat, because I know people who've gotten into relationships and they've gained weight. They call it happy weight or whatever. They gotten fat or whatever. If that relationship ends, you're still gonna have to lose weight to even, if you still want to be attractive, to get someone just like that or more attractive. So why not stay on your fitness goals anyway? One, if you can have a couple, if you can have two people who work out together, that's even better. The gym I go to, I do see couples who work out and who exercise, and they're always in there together. I honestly don't see how, if you're at the gym for 2 hours a day and your girl's just sitting at home, I don't know. I just don't see how that can work long term. I feel like you're just asking for trouble. She's gonna get bored, check a couple DMs. Dang, my man in the gym, but oh man, Kevin, let me talk to him for a second. It's like, I don't know. I guess it can work. I'm sure it happens all the time, but I think we need two people who are like, have the same goals and same interests. But as far as me for dating, if she bad, she bad. It don't matter if she don't work out or not. But as far as something long term, yeah, I think you do need someone who has the same goals and mindsets as you. Your girl can't be bringing home, they had these donuts left over from work. Temptation. What you cooking tonight? Instead of cooking like some salmon or something like that, I'm cooking pasta with 100% fat meatballs, and it's just like.
Okay. Let me also funny that you mentioned this, because I have a homeboy. He's married, and his wife says that and she's fat, you know what I mean? And he's not fat, not that much. He wants to get into the gym. He's more progressive than she is, and she's thinking that, oh, you're gonna go there and be cheating. Some other girl's gonna be there looking at you and stuff like that. So like I said, it's a different conversation. Let me go ahead here. But yeah, I definitely agree with you saying. My woman did the same thing. Partnership is key. Thank you, brother Theus Johnson. Let me see here. Yeah, man, I don't know if there's any other things you want to cover. We have 205 people watching. We'll probably get a lot of people watching the replay. Is there any other stuff that you wanted to mention, basically on this particular topic?
No, I mean, that's it. Like I told you in the email, I was just grateful for having this opportunity. Like back in March, whenever I had that conversation with AMS, I never thought it would lead to this right now. And who knows to where this might lead. And so, like, I'm just grateful. I always was a watcher of YouTube. I never thought about making a channel. And it is hard, like, starting up because, one, finding good equipment. Because I looked at some of my first videos. They are terrible. Like, the audio's bad. The video, everything is just horrible. Mm-hmm. And so now it's like I got better equipment. But I'm so boring and so dry, so how can I get people to watch more? So it's like, working on creating more exciting content and stuff like that. So that's all. I'm just, happy to be on, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Okay. And brother, I definitely do appreciate you coming on onto the show. Like I said, this is the first one that we actually did a health or fitness kind of show. I'm getting emails today while we're on the stream from people. And, I have to say, partly I got to take a lot of blame, because the first when I came on the YouTube, I was talking about the things about the manosphere and just, deal with women and relationships and stuff like that. I wasn't expanding my content to include other people. But as, time went along and I figured like, well, all right, I think we needed to bring on other people and help people establish this community. Then that's when I started, trying to incorporate, my relationships with other people who had different skills, whether people like Erica, people like Dr. Kenyon Meadows, people like Alan Roger Curry, people like, Lucario, those things. But I haven't done, these sort of shows. We've done finance a lot, but not like weight. Yeah. So I apologize because at the time I didn't really know a lot of, believe it or not, fitness YouTubers, except for, Chris Jones. He's, really busy. So now, we're going to start, bringing these discussions. These are discussions that we need to have. And I'm just thankful that, the brother like SPK, who was like 434 pounds and lost a lot of weight. This is encouraging. That means if you need to lose like 20 pounds or 25 pounds, like which is I want to lose, you have no excuse. I have no excuse. This man lost 100 something, pounds. So we have no excuse. So thank you, brother, for coming on. Let me do this. Bagley, being diabetic moved me to working out and eating right. I run every day and lift weights twice a week. I lost 25 pounds in 2 months. Thank you, brother. Any last words you have, bro? Just, go ahead and take your time.
I want to shout out Alpha Male Strategies. I definitely appreciate that. Just a lot of the stuff he also says, which got me on YouTube in the first place. So shout out him. Shout out Ron Wills, guru, man. Like, super smart, super talented. I always watch his Patreon. Shout out Donovan Sharp. Very motivational as far as fitness. Even though that's not his primary stuff, I'm more watching for like the fitness stuff. He's always on the bike, getting it in, stuff like that. So shout out Black Ram. Black Ram is the GOAT, man. Like
the legend.
But every time I watch this, I'm like, dang, where my notepad at? Because So and shout out Solo. He's real big on the crypto. I'm gonna get a Coinbase and get my crypto going. So just some of these people that I used to watch, before I started making YouTube channels, I wanted to shout some of those people out. So shout out, like I said, Soul TV84, Black Ram, Ron Wills, Donovan Sharp, of course, Alpha Male Strategies. So thank you, Oshay. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I said thank you, bro. Like I said, I'm really big on us bringing in more brothers into YouTube to establish, the manosphere and take it, to levels that I can't independently take it or other people can't take it. So, these are the brothers, Mal and M. Oshay, when you gonna do a show? When you gonna show us all that shit you be writing down? Hold on a second. Marlon, you know I don't like you, right? Somebody get his ass. Somebody get him. He ain't do nothing really, but just somebody just get his ass. Go ahead, time out. Oh, come on.
Hey, at the end, he got hit at the end.
I mean, you know, the show was going good, man, and then you had to, you know, then you had to say that. Nigga, ain't your business what I'm writing, Negro. Why don't you change that stupid ass hat you have on? You know I don't like you, motherfucker. But shout out to Marlon though. Nah, man, he just got that old ass golf. Yeah, got the old ass pimp hat on. You know, the old niggas be, you know, at Hagenwood Park and shit, you know, playing dominoes and talking about, yeah, I'm about to lock the game with this one. All right, but nah, it's all good. But brother, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
guys, we will do more. I'll at least give you 2 fitness shows a month and trying to diversify. So Jay, we'll be definitely having you back on, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate you. And you know, and we'll
lights up, y'all.
Get the likes up. And that brother stood up the whole show. Now think about that.
Yeah.
He stood up the whole entire town. Some of y'all niggas would have been taking a seat. Yeah, this is. Hold on 1 second, brother. Let me go ahead on and sit down. You know, my name. Why are you fat, Oshay? Well, I'm living with your mama right now. So I mean, this is, and that bitch cooks a lot of collard green sandwiches, nigga. You know, this is one of the reasons why. Yeah. You know, her blood type is cookies and cream, motherfucker. So you already know what's be happening. You know what I mean? I hit that last night and got diabetes on my penis. All right, but anyways, bro. Peace out, man. I'll see you brothers later. Peace.